Hey, what's up, people? Ted here, Body Zoom Wix. I just wanted to do a follow up from last night. Um, yeah. Uh, so last night we were going over Ethereum, and sorry, I'm looking at a screen over here. Got a screen here, got a screen here. So don't mind me if I'm just always looking away, not because I'm not interested in you guys, because I'm trying to multitask. Um, we were going over Ethereum. Uh, and I was going down through or doing the breakdown of how to trade it by watching certain blocks, watching breaker blocks, walking the order blocks, all that good stuff. Let me see here. Try to make sure something is going on right on one of my other screens here. All right, there we go. And to make sure we had something going on. Okay, so just wanted to get some music going. That was all. Um, Last night I will just go ahead and head on over to this screen. Might as well. If you don't remember where we were at, this is basically where we were at. This big old drop, I think was right before I went to sleep. Um, yeah, that seems about right, around 11:15 or so. Um, and or no, it was after that because I know it had spiked through here, and I said I'm not out just yet because even though I had placed, it probably shouldn't get this low. I know I had placed my stop loss at 1860. Because in case there was a spike that went through. And I did go to sleep, and I felt this was going to play out my way. And sure enough, it takes off at 5 o'clock in the morning, but and it hits target one, so I am awake at this point. So it hits target one. So I actually I forgot to end my profit taking. So I took profits there. So I went ahead and entered in again and aimed for 2010. And well, on KuCoin it was 2010. And I got there. Here it says 2007. But KuCoin, this is where 2010 is. So pretty much the same exact marker, just different prices. So I ended up hitting 2 wins. And actually probably ended up making more because after I made my mark here, because I was going after these highs, it fell back, and that's when I was at work and entered in again, and so I made a little bit more percentage on my way back up. But yeah, I mean, me walking you through every single one of these steps, but it probably, I mean, I hope it helped you understand what, smart money is all about and how it plays through this algorithm. But the biggest takeaway from all this, was this block right here. This was the play. And that's what I wanted you to recognize. You know, if they're in higher time frames matter. So of course in an hour, that time frame mattered. If we went to, Jesus, I hate it when it does this and I have no idea where I am. 4 hour time frame. Am I even on the right area? Yes. Okay, so it would have been basically the same thing. It would have been the body of this candle. So we go from low to high to low, and then we trade through that high. So once we trade through that high, this becomes a breaker. But this also becomes an order block. So that's one of that was another thing I was also afraid of, even though it was closing in the fair value gap, that this could have possibly traded lower into the order block. But I was pretty confident that we were going to see you know, this just stay within the breaker and then take off from there. Also, after I think I got off, I put on the this is the only indicator. I think I may have mentioned this last night. The only indicator I'll probably ever use is the Williams percentage R indicator, because it'll kind of measure if there's going to be a breakout or not. So it'll definitely let you know if something is oversold. So of course we were oversold here, and then anyways, well, it probably wasn't this one. It was probably around the 1 o'clock hour, not the 1 o'clock hour. Or maybe it was after I woke up. Yeah, it was definitely after I woke up. And I noticed that the price was moving up, or the indicator was moving up as the price is moving down. So if the price is moving down, the indicator is moving up. The Williams percentage basically lets me know that there is probably going to be a breakout. So as you can see at the 4 o'clock hour, it's at its lowest. 5 o'clock hour, that's when it's moving up. It's not consolidating still or anything like that. And then of course it has, you know, I have one at the 14, which is the highest one here, and then I also have one at the 29. So as you can see, it, you know, basically has a little break, and then pumps again. So once I saw that it was pumping again, I knew I was probably going to hit my mark, and I did, and walked away from the day from Ethereum. I didn't want to trade it anymore, because I hit my marks. I saw what was coming, and I kept going from there. Or I didn't keep going from there. I just took my earnings and kept on walking. And that brings me to tonight. You know, that was probably behind my head, me doing that. So anyways, you can kind of see it. I think you understand the point of what happened. You know, it stayed within this block, and then this indicator helped me understand that it was, you know, going up, and the 27 helped me realize that it wasn't really oversold, even though the 14 kind of showed that it was. We still had room to go. But then after that, once the two met again, it was at already, it hit, you know, the 2010 at this point, But once the 2 met again, not too far long after that, that's when I wasn't interested anymore. It looks like the 14 is going down right now. So it looks like there could be another, maybe another breakout. I would have to wait for this to get lower though. And this indicator could easily get lower really quick while price just kind of stays still. So but that leads me to tonight. Sorry, not BTC, BCH. Same thing happened here. I was paying attention to BCH. I was marking out breakers and noticing that it was coming up on this breaker here. And well, even though we did have the top breaker marked out, that's within a 5-minute since, but if we were to look at this as a larger candle, going from low to high to low, and then that high being broken, as you can see, it takes off. And that was earlier this morning, again, probably the same time as Ethereum was probably taking off. I probably could have made more money on BCH. I wasn't paying attention to BCH though, but I did a little bit later in the day. Noticed that it didn't make this, and I started watching after that, and then that's when I noticed right around here, as we were getting closer to the order block that had been created, the Williams percentage. You know what? Let me get my head off of here so you guys can see me. All right, there we go. Hold on, stop it. Okay, so as it was coming down closer to the order block, I look over here at the Williams percentage and I see that it's oversold, and it's above the block though, so I can see it drop down into the order block, and as it drops down into the order block, the Williams percentage is moving up, but then drops at the same time, or at this one big drop here. Let me see here if I can get a timeline coming out of here. So there's the drop in Williams percentage, but this whole time it's kind of staticking, moving sideways, moves up, drops to about the same exact oversold condition. So here oversold, here oversold. So that told me we're probably going to see a breakout. So again, we're at the bottom of an order block. So of course, bottom of an order block, I put in for my trade, and then I was just marking out all the different order blocks as they were happening. So this one, you know, comes up, comes down, breaks it. Here we have another order block. So I knew if it was well, what happened, yeah, it breaks it here. I was thinking it might spike down into it, and then that might propel it even higher. But then we have this one. We have the low, a high, and then the lower low. So here we have another breaker, trades above that. And then here is two more. We have a low, a high, and then a low. So this last up candle is a breaker, and then within that one we have a low, a high, and a lower low. So here's your breaker. This one's mitigation. So I was looking to see if it was going to get above this high. I knew all of this over here was going to be your negative order block, because you have a high, a low, and then a high. So from the bottom of here, bottom of this green going over, I knew that was the area to try to hit to get out of. I closed all of my position except for a 0.01, and I think I was at I forgot what I was at. It was pretty high position though. And I left that 0.01 to see if I could get above here. But considering I started here, I left that in. I kept adding on positions as it would cross a new order block. That's when I would add on a new position, add on a new position, and then I added on one last position, and I'd let it get as high as it could. Once I saw the tip hit this one, because I saw this little red candle here, I thought that might be the end of it, and that's when I finally closed out all of it. Yeah, it was somewhere around 47, 43, 30, something like that. Is where I finally closed out my final position, leaving a 0.1, which is still running. I don't have a stop loss on it, just because it could come down into here, even though there is, I think this is very representative of something we saw last night. It could easily come to the bottom of here and then keep going, because especially with something like this, sometimes when you do Fibonacci's, especially when you're having order blocks, they don't necessarily have to be at the bottom of the wave. They can be right at the top of the order block. So if they're right at the top of the order block, then this this is definitely a breaker. Okay, so this breaker area is right at the 70.5. So I mean, this is institutional level buying right here, and as you can see, the Williams percentage, it's trying to push up from the oversold condition. So I do believe we are going to see something happen. It may not take off like it did, but I don't think we're going to see much more droppage from here. If I was to lay this down to here, see, we're nowhere near any kind of institutional buying position, versus as if we were to lay this on top of the order block, which is where I think this one truly stands, because of the order block in here. Order block is also inside of fair value gap, 1 hour fair value gap, I believe 4 hour fair value gap as well. So those are the times to trade breaker blocks, is when they're inside fair value gaps generally. And again, I have all the other either mitigation blocks or breaker blocks measured that were happening on the way up, and they traded it back through on the way down, which just means it's balanced. That's all it really means. I was looking to see if, you know, each time it created one, if it would bounce back into it right after it created it, to be more of like a propulsion up into the next level. But it didn't really do that. It just kind of took off. So now we're coming down here, it is slowing down. But we are getting some bumps up, just like we were in this area here. So who knows, we may see another rise out of this one soon, or we may not. But I don't think we'll see it get below this this breaker block here. And I'm looking at it's on a 5-minute level. If I go to a 1-hour level, just trying to see, yeah. And especially if it's trying to change directions. And it did break the high, so it didn't break this swing high. I mean, it is on pretty much a downward spiral. I would not say downward spiral, but in a downtrending area, a downtrending moment. And this is one of your first areas to where you actually break a couple different swing high. So here you have a swing high, which is part of the breaker. Here you have another swing high, it breaks that one. Here you have your third swing high, so that's another part of that one. This could easily just be a retracement and then back up. And if we look at the way the Fibonacci is set up, I always look for what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of congruency, I guess is the word. In the extension levels with liquidity. So if an extension level is about equal with liquidity, then I know I'm in the right spot. So, and that's when I saw this, the 127 level just breaks above the two equal highs, and the 127 level, even the 27 level is just above these two equal highs. And then you have the 62, which is just almost about as equal as the filling the fair value gap here. If you want to go to double, then you're looking at hitting the bearish order block, which is the highest candle, highest up candle before going low, which would also be, well, actually it didn't get traded above, but it would be a bearish order block because it did trade below that. So you're looking at hitting that if you're looking at going to 100, which would probably push it back a little bit before going a little bit higher into the 127. And if we're looking at going even higher than that, looking at the 227, we are right at the top of the next high. So I personally believe this is where Bitcoin Cash is meant to be. and I do believe it is possibly changing directions. It could get back up in the 500s. I'm hoping so. And since it is at the bottom of this breaker, I might add another position, because I don't see it getting any lower than this box right here. Again, this is what I called on Ethereum yesterday. Everything turned out okay. I think Bitcoin Cash, it may be just, well, I guess Ethereum is where I called it, kind of around here. It ended up dropping down, and then going back up. But, I mean, if we want to look at it from that angle, I can come over here. Let me see if I mean, you do have somewhat of a breaker here. I mean, this is a breaker because you do have, it'd be the highest up candle, or the, even though it's not an up candle, it is the highest candle that is up. Even though this is 1-2, it didn't get traded through until here. So, but this is the one that is closer. And you can go straight through that. There you go. They hit the bottom of it just like Ethereum did yesterday. So this is all smart money, right? So this is, I don't know how much more I can express and stress to you that all of this is an algorithm. It's just a huge algorithm, and it's really easy to understand once you get the hang of it. And the more you watch my videos, the more you'll see the algorithm, and I think the more you'll be able to jump into these trades and end up making money versus trying to find some kind of weird altcoin. So that, you know, like I heard the NFTs are like going crazy right now. Good for them, you know, but I have a method that's tried and true. It's called smart money. And I'm gonna stick with it because I've made quite a bit of money in the last 24 to 48 hours just from continuously finding these same patterns and knowing when to trade off these same patterns. So anyways, I just wanted to make it a quick video tonight, because it is late. I do have to go to bed soon, and so if you did find anything in this video helpful, please subscribe, share, hit that like button, let people know that smart money is out here in crypto world. I know it was kind of more prevalent in forex and indices and things like that, but it's in crypto. It's right there in your face in crypto. So you can trade your retail stuff all you want. I hate to say it, but you're going to be more disappointed than not. If you continue doing that, you're going to continue losing money if you're trading futures or you know, trading on leverage and doing it with retail ways. Instead, you need to be finding people that know how to trade smart money, right? Because I keep doing it and I keep winning, and you know, every time I do it, I'll win a big pull of Tether, and then I'll go, you know, throw it, I'll stash it away in Bitcoin, or I'll stash them away in Ethereum and I'll stake it, or I'll go to Uniswap and I'll, you know, make my Tether USD coin pool bigger. there's just, the more you win these trades, they're the more opportunities you can do, right? So that's why I continue to trade like this. And I think you should think about it too, instead of just I think of crypto as, not investing but trading, and I think you all should too. And that is just my opinion. I cannot give any kind of sound financial advice. I am not a broker. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just saying, if I were you, I would look at trading rather than investing in specific coins. Now, there are some coins that are worth investing in, of course, but I think trading, especially trading the smart money way, the old school way, that it has invaded the crypto space, is the best way to go about it. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and since I'm going to bed, you should always remember to wear your pants.